Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. This video is a response to a request from the doctor's assistant a couple of weeks back asking for a video about stimming. This is a question that people often ask, especially regarding stimming in public, so I thought I'd give a go answering that today. I think the first thing I want to say is that stimming is not autistic behavior. Stimming is just human behavior. The reason that autistic stimming is any different to any others, it's just that it's outside the realm of what is typically socially acceptable. So to give you an example of that, one of my favorite ways of stimming are these, right? Wireless headphones. How many people do you see in the street with wireless headphones? What can you call that other than auditory stimulation? So really common human way of stimming, and I really love these because it allows me to do a lot of things that would otherwise not be appropriate. So I like constantly moving. If you haven't already checked out my video on my sensory needs, have a look at that. So I like constantly moving, and when I have my earbuds in, I can move, I can bounce my head, I can rock around, and no one's going to look at me funny, right? If I'm just sitting on the train rocking and I've got my headphones in, people assume I'm listening to music and it's completely fine. And in fact, if you look at other people with headphones in, they do exactly the same thing. The only difference is that they're probably listening to music and I'm probably just using it as an excuse to get away with stuff in public. The other really good thing about these is that although they're not noise cancelling, it's basically like wearing earplugs. So I can get away with wearing earplugs in public and no one looks twice at me because they look like earphones. And also, if I actually play music in them, using them how every other person in the world uses earbuds, then that is another level of blocking out outside noise. So that's one example of stimming, and I just wanted to show that stimming is really normal and everyone does it. It's just that everyone does it in different ways, and when you're on the spectrum, you just need to be mindful that some things in public will draw too much attention in a negative way. Okay, so for me personally, other stimming behavior that I do, if I was alone and had excess energy, I might listen to music and play the air drums, which is not really easy to show you because you can't really see my hands. But anyway, imagine I'm playing the drums like on a drum kit, except there's no drum kit. So that's the kind of thing that will get me strange looks if I do it in public, so I wouldn't do that. But a good substitute for that is I've discovered that even if I'm not actually moving my limbs, I can just sort of clench my muscles and sort of play the drums by clenching the muscles instead of actually moving. So that's a much more subtle way of getting a very, very similar effect, similar feeling for me, but in a way that doesn't attract attention, which means I can do it in public very easily. Another tip I have is to make it look like something else. So if I need to move a lot, I will make lots of movements that look like stretches. And stretches are completely appropriate in public, no one looks twice. And if I do it often enough, then it just looks like it's just part of my mannerisms, part of my personality. It's not something that I'm doing for any reason, it's just because of who I am, and that's really useful. I will note that I do need to be careful because, again, have a look at my body language video, but it's very easy for other people to misinterpret my body language. So if I'm constantly shifting my weight and around and being fidgety and things like that, people might get the impression that I'm nervous or the impression that there's something wrong if I do it too much. So the trick with that is to continually do it at a level that goes under the conscious radar of the people around me. And if I successfully do that, I get the sensory input and other people don't know that I'm doing anything. So that's kind of the goal. So a good example of that is eye contact. If I don't give any eye contact whatsoever, people get a bit freaked out. But if I give just enough, then the rest of the time I can be looking around and doing whatever I need to access my memories, because I have to sort of use my eyes to access my memories. But so long as I'm aware of what other people need, I can also accommodate what I need as well. Yeah, so I guess that's about it. From my point of view, the key is consistency. So long as I do small things all the time, people don't notice. And what they do notice, like I often rock my legs and I often sort of fidget and touch myself and scratch my hair and all of these other things, it just becomes part of the things that I normally do, and then eventually people don't notice it because it's just me. So they're my tips for surviving in public, I guess. There's advantages to being alone, and there's advantages to being with other people as well. So finding a way to get what I need when I'm with other people is really important. And if I integrate it into a socially acceptable personality, then everyone wins. So yeah, that's my tips on that. Hopefully you found that useful. And keep the requests coming if you have any other ideas, and I'll do my best to respond to them when I can. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you another time.